decided to record a second video about my gut fix because I'm a little undecided right now about what that is. I can see 8, 9, and 1 within me pretty strongly. And well, all right. So the 1 is kind of interesting because I do not seem like the most conscientious person in the world in a lot of ways. Like I have such a strange relationship to 1. I'm like this perfectionist who will often just not even try because I can't get it the way that I want it to be. So like I spent a lot of years with a very messy home, but if I cleaned, like, you know, the stove would look brand new by the time I was done with it, but I'd still have, you know, a week's worth of laundry to put away that, or like I finished it a week ago and haven't put it away. And like my dryer would just be my why am I saying all this? My dryer would just be like my dresser. Like I would be like, okay, I need some clothes. Let's restart the dryer for 5 or 10 minutes, grab something out so it's not wrinkled and go. And at work, I would like, I was a Pizza Hut manager for a little while, and like all of my pizzas look absolutely perfect, but I like was not the fastest in the kitchen, and that was problematic. You know, they didn't need perfect pizzas; they needed good enough pizzas, and a lot of them quickly. And I couldn't do that, no matter how hard I tried to like not do it perfect and like just be fast instead of like doing a really good job like on each individual one. I just couldn't do it. I also find that I get really annoyed when other people do not have enough attention to detail. Like if somebody that I live with spilled something on the counter when they were, you know, doing something and just left it there, like, it really irritates me. I do not like that. Like other people like leaving their crap sitting around, like that's really annoying to me too. And you know, just like low quality work. Um, but at the same time, though, like there are so many times when I wasn't perfectionistic, wasn't like super like I have to get this right, and like I'm not sure that I've ever seen this manifest in like a really balanced, healthy way in me. Like it seems like when I get stressed out, I get perfectionistic, and when I'm like overwhelmed or depressed, then I can't do much of anything, and I'm not too worried about it being perfect. I'm just trying to like get through this, just get it done. Um, well, I don't know. I guess when I'm not focused on it one way or another, like I probably do have a good balance with it, but I don't know. And then there's like some idealism, and this may be like two stuff, but some idealism about like it's really important to treat other people well. Like kindness is my top value, kind of a thing, which I wouldn't say that's the case anymore necessarily. But anyways, you know, I've had a lot of like values and judgments about like the proper way to interact with other people and to like be in friendships, relationships, interactions in general. How to treat people, basically. Yeah. So then what else? So for 8, what I have found myself doing a lot in my life, and I've gotten so much better about this in the past couple of years. But what I used to do a lot is whenever I felt like vulnerable, like, you know, something was hurting me, instead of being like, this hurts, I'm hurting, this is how I feel, this is what my thoughts are right now about it, and yeah, I'm just, you know, letting you know where I'm at, which is what I do now usually. Instead of doing that, I would either withdraw without telling the person why, or giving them an opportunity to work through it with me, or I would, which is probably more of a 9 thing or 5 thing, but I would either do that, or more often, well, not more often, very often, probably about as often, I would tell them what the expectations were, make a demand, tell them like, this is the boundary, or just like get a little aggressive with them. Like, I don't really see myself as being like super confrontational the way you think of an 8 being confrontational. And even when I typed 8 as my core type, like, I didn't see myself as being confrontational the way you see a lot of 8s being confrontational. You know, I would do it in a I'd be tough, you know, that instead of being soft and vulnerable, I would be tough, and I couldn't be soft and vulnerable. Like, I did not have that ability to be soft and vulnerable with people. You know, so I'd say, well, this is where I am with this, and this is what, like, if you want to remain in this relationship with me or in this situation with me, this is what I expect. And or like, if you do that again, this is what I'm going to do. And you know, so I'd threaten, demand, like, make the expectations known or make the boundaries known, but I wouldn't just like be like, I'm hurting, this situation is painful for me, and, you know, talk it through with them. And once I learned how to express like those types of feelings, or even if it's just like like I found myself feeling like I need to be tough and like kind of distancing with you recently, and when I like sat with it, I realized that it's because it's kind of scary how strong my feelings for you are at this point. And you know, I was feeling kind of vulnerable because I, you know, I'm falling for you, or, you know, whatever the situation might be. So anyways, and then 8s do this thing where they like want to protect people and defend people, and I did do a lot of that in my life too. Take on other people's fights for them, defend the weak. I talked a little bit in the other video about the drama triangle and my place in that. So I have clearly seen 8 tendencies and qualities in me. Just not like I don't revel in confrontation. I don't enjoy it. I'm not afraid of it. If I avoid it, it's because I see it as being like not the most productive thing to do, or I just don't feel like engaging it. Like, I don't have the energy for this. Nobody gave you permission to incite an argument with me, and I'm not giving you my energy. Like, sorry, take it somewhere else. Like, I'm not interested in arguing. Like, nope. Just no. So like, even like playing a game, like I'm playing Civ 5 and I decided to go for a domination victory where I take like the capitals of all of the other countries, and I'm like, man, I don't even like being aggressive against like computer players in a game. So yeah, in a way it's hard for me to be like no, I don't have an 8 fix, because I have seen 8 qualities in me, like a lot in my life, and I don't much anymore, but I've done a lot of work in that area, like a lot of work in that area. So I don't know. And then 9. So this one's pretty tricky for me, because in a way I can see it. Like, do I love peace? Yes. Would I prefer peace over a lot of other things? Yes, I would actually. Is it important to me to connect with people? Yes. Am I afraid of losing connections or falling out of good graces with people? Not really, no. You know, if it's somebody that's important to me, yeah, I want to, you know, I want to keep them around, obviously, and I'm invested. I want to work through things, but I do that by being direct, you know, more so than by just like whatever's happening, it's okay, you know, like I'm not, like I can be a very cooperative person, and I can be more focused, like, or have been more focused on other people's needs and values and desires than my own. But just silently letting things go has not so much been me. Like, there's been a lot of times where I tried to communicate an issue, like in a relationship, and like didn't get the response that encouraged me to like continue to do that kind of thing. And then I would just over time just like get more and more distant, until one day I just realized that I really just didn't even want to be there anymore, and then I'd be done. And then, because I had always been such a wonderful person to live with, you know, all of a sudden the person's like, what, like, what can I do to fix this? Like, how can I save this relationship? I've had multiple people say, I would do anything to keep you, like, please, like, what can I do to make this right? How can we work this out? And by that point I'd just be like, nothing, like, I'm just not interested anymore, like, I'm not, it's too far gone, you know. And it would take me a while to get there, and I would try to talk to them about it before it got to that point, but then you know, there I'd be. So I'm good at talking to people about things in a really gentle and non-threatening way, but I don't just ignore something that needs to be addressed. And I have used escapism a lot. I've been an internet addict. I've been an alcoholic. I'm a recovering alcoholic. Like, love addiction has been my main addiction, though. Like, whatever is happening in my life, it doesn't matter, except for this one thing that I'm super stressed out about, like, all the time. And, you know, my relationship or friendship with this person who has grabbed my attention, who I'm giving my attention, I should say. You know, I I meet someone, and even in a relationship with somebody else, like, I would do this thing where I'd like get really fixated on like one specific person. You know, I'd, you know, meet them, and there's like some chemistry, and they seem to appreciate me and like me, and you know, and then I'd just get really focused on them. I was definitely going somewhere with that. Yeah, I don't know. I, like, in a way, like, I'm pretty 9, like, like, I'm pretty chill in a lot of ways. Okay, so this thing that I used to say a lot is that I have no chill at all. So I'm more chill now than I used to be, but it used to be that I had no chill at all. Like, I'd constantly be like worrying about something, doing something, learning something. Like I'd always be like care too much and like be too occupied and too distracted, not engaged in what was actually happening in my life around me, like my family. Because I'm, you know, distracting myself with all this other stuff, even like TV, not anymore, but like I'd go through phases where I'd watch a lot of TV, play a lot of video games, and yeah, I don't know, I guess that's about it that's coming to mind at the moment for my gut type. So I'm a 2 with a 1 wing, so I've got a little bit of 1 from that, and then probably either like 8 or 9 in my tri-type, with the other one is a wing. So like I have all 3 of them. It's just a matter of like which one is my fix. I don't know right now. But I don't know, maybe somebody will have some helpful input, or what I'll probably do is just like sit with it, and then clarity arises, and then it just makes sense when I stick with it. Unless I have a good reason not to anymore. So anyways, that's about it.